button. There we go. All right. See what I'm looking at here. Oh, I guess I should do this here. There. Is this the thing? This is like the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me clone this thing. So you guys feel like doing Django stuff today?
Sure. How the fuck do I make this big? Oh, no, zoom. That's no good.
Or let's put it on a big window.
Well, yeah, I can do that, but I don't need to see three people's heads. How do I make
Oh, right.
that full screen? Oh, no, that didn't help.
More options. Oh, yeah, change layout.
Oh,
Yeah, change layout to sidebar style.
where the fuck does one do that?
Uh,
Options, change layout. Oh, yes. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
All right. Oh, I guess I don't need to be showing you that really this doesn't make any sense to share this screen. I'm going to share the codes. Dismiss. Okay. Oop. All right. So how do I run this thing? Docker Compose?
You could just do Python manage.py run server.
Okay.
Create a virtual environment. Well, the virtual environment's already there, so just activate it.
Okay. So this probably won't work. Well, it might work. But in general, yeah, I put this back over here so I can look at you. You don't want to check your virtual environment into source control because there can be differences between operating systems, even though it's Python.
Yeah.
So if you're on Windows and I'm on Mac and I activate this, it might not work.
Okay.
But let's try it.
It's kind of like typing Google into Google. You just probably shouldn't do that.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta install the Rex, man. Don't be such a noob, bro.
So why is there a virtual environment if the Rex aren't installed?
So remember I was telling you, like, this guy just wants, like, he wants a virtual environment. He wants it in a development environment, and he wants a Docker container. So help me wrap my head around this. Why do you need all these things? Because
You don't.
to me,
Yeah, you don't. That's ridiculous.
to me, if you have a dev container, that kind of controlling the Python that you're going to be using, right?
Yeah.
And then Docker, so like your Docker file. So like Docker is our next way to control the versions, right?
Yeah, there's like two different ways to do this. We can either use Docker to package up all of our dependencies.
Yeah.
Or we can use a virtual environment to package up all our dependencies. But you don't need to use both.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I'm so fucking confused because, like, so today, full day, I'm working on this because this is what he wants it. So, all right, cool. So, I create the virtual environment. I install Django and then create a Docker file and all this bullshit.
Right.
But then, like, if you run the Docker compose run server 8,000, then you're not going to see your models that you create in Django.
Why?
I don't know. So
Okay.
so then when I do Python manage.py run server, the models show up. But if I do it in Docker, you don't see the models show up.
All right, let's see what's in here. All right, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Damn, there's a lot of stuff in here. What is this container? What did I just run?
I don't even know.
Wayne's currently ransomwaring you. That's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is yeah, this is my container. This is nothing to do with you. Okay. Also this is a little hard to read. Okay. Okay, so okay. All right. Now this is your container. Okay. What port is it on?
8,000, I think, is what it said.
Yeah, 8,000.
Okay. So we got stuff happening. All right. 8,000, 8,000. Oh, okay. So if I go to my browser and go localhost 8,000. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see some stuff. Sign in, current visitors. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a whole window. This might be a little too jumbo. Is this like too big to see?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you go to localhost 8,000 slash
Yeah. Admin?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the password?
It's 1234, but I think the username is my name, Wayne
Oh.
JAGGERNAUTH. UTH, yeah?
Oh, UTH. Right.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Right. So that model for visitor sign-ins, right? Third one.
Okay.
Right. So I actually get stuff in it. But if you open the models.py,
Inside of the Docker container?
or wherever you want to open it,
Yeah.
right. So you see the class visitor sign in, the last one, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to, so if you click add, right? So I have those drop downs.
Yeah. Nice.
Those are foreign keys for the other two models, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have to put this RVF because that's from one of the other models, and I have to put blank true and null true, or else I'll get an error if I take that line off completely, it doesn't work.
You get rid of this like that?
Yeah. So if you get rid of that and you get rid of employee name, like 2 lines down.
Yeah.
Right. And like so yeah, run it and refresh the admin page.
Is this running in debug mode? Starting development server. I think it's like this. I think that's what I want. Let's see. Django manage that by debug. um, debug dash mode. That's what I want. Don't see anything about debug mode. Set debug setting to true prior to running tests. No. I'm trying to figure out how to do hot reloading. Dev server does this. Oh, why isn't it working? Oh, I don't know why. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna start changing shit. So, right. Let's do this. Right. And you got 2 of these, eh? Whoa, what's all this? Pip install debug py. Damn. Wait for client, listen. What is all that?
I don't even know.
Okay. Okay. I think it's like this. I need something to refer to here. Command. That's what it is. Okay. So it's like this. So command. So actually, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is like, let's see. Where is the source code? It's in, is this the whole app in here?
Yeah.
Or what's this? Oh, I see there's a
So-
couple of things.
So FD sign and there's the app and
Yeah.
sign as the project.
Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay, I'm going to put all of the Python code under a subdirectory. And I'm going to do that because I want to be able to mount it all. So it's going to be like /source. We'll just put it at the root of the directory or the root of the project. And we're going to just a Docker file in there. Nice. Oh, you wanted it /code? Actually, I'm just going to change that. Set the word. Change it to /source. Yeah, sort. And then we'll do just to make it all consistent. Nice. Okay. Will this work? Okay. So the reason I put everything into one directory is that now in the Docker Compose override file, I can tell Docker to mount a volume into the Docker container so that, because otherwise, if I take this out and I do Docker compose up, definitely fuck something up here. Oh. Wow. Damn. What have I done? Oh, I see. Okay. It's working. Okay. So all the sources here, it's been copied in from the build step. But, oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I fucked this up a little bit. Let me just keep unfucking while I go here. What I want to be able to do is edit the code outside of the container, but have it be picked up inside of the container while I'm working. So that's what the volume mount's going to let me do. Otherwise, you have to rebuild the container every time you change the source code. Which is a drag. So how can we do that? Oh, is that what I want? Copy requirements to source. Copy. Okay, so now it's, let's see, I had two of them going. Okay. Now it's running. Why is it like this? It's putting, it's making it two source directories. It should just copy the contents of source into the source directory, but it's not working for some reason. Why is it not working? Is that why?
Well, you're copying. Are you running the Docker Compose from within source? Because you're copying dot into source.
Well, so the Docker file is in the source directory, so dot should be that directory. No,
Okay. This is like, obviously, you know far more about this than I do, but when I was trying to write my automated script to update all my Dockers,
yeah.
Where I execute the script from, or sorry, where the command is running. So like part of the command, it had to CD to a couple of different places, but it wouldn't follow relative paths within the actual script. So that's a bash script. It might be different in Docker, but like if I ran a Docker compose up from a link, it just shit itself. Sorry, I think I might be red herring. Herring is not a word, but I might be fucking you up with this comment. I'm just thinking out loud.
Compose specification. Compose specification. You gotta be, just show me the fucking spec.
This is why the people like container D.
Oh my God. I was trying to find the reference for Docker Compose. There has to be a fucking. Where is the reference for the fucking compose file? Okay. Oh, here we go. Build. Attributes, context. Aha, context. That's what I want. Okay, so when you build a Docker container, there's something called a build context. And the build context is basically the directory that gets passed. Yeah. That's what I want. Let's try this. Right. And since actually I can just get rid of that. Right. Yeah, all right, we'll do this. Copy requirements. Yeah, okay. Okay. Up. That's what I want. Okay. Okay. There we go. This looks good. So now, yeah, so the source is where I want it to be now. Now I'm going to uncomment this volume thing. And now when I do Docker Compose up and exec inside. Okay, so now I'm inside the container. There, see that? So now outside the container, the file's there. And inside the container, it's also there. So now what I can do is from outside, I can go into FD sign in. And this means, you can use your favorite code editor outside of the container and still be running your app inside the container. Now, okay, so now we're able to edit code from the outside and run it from the inside. This is a better developer experience. Now what I want is, how do I get the fucking hot reloading to work? Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that it? Okay, so now if I go edit this file and save something, it didn't reload.
Yeah.
Did it? Oh, it did. It just happened so goddamn fast. Okay, all right, it works. Yeah, it works. Okay. Okay. So let's see. I'm just gonna create a branch and start committing my changes to this branch. Okay, so there's a few other things we need to do. See all these PYC files?
Yeah.
These are Python cache files. You never want to commit these to source code either. So Well, okay. First of all, also you don't want to commit the virtual environment either. So I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be a big PR. But that's good. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of all this stuff that we don't need. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff we don't need. Cheapers. All right. Great. Okay. So now this is not great. Right. Okay, I saw the database too. So this is the other thing. So I'm gonna you can do this with Git where you have it ignore stuff that you don't want to commit to source control. So this will make sure that none of this stuff goes in anymore. Oh yeah, and we probably don't want the database in there. Also, what the fuck's in this database? This is big. Yeah. What is all this? Hmm. Uh, how do we want to do this? Hmm. Okay, let's just say that we want to have the database persist. How can we do that? We'll put it in the override. We'll do that or something. Actually, can we do that? Let's do this. I don't know if this will work, but let's find out. Oops. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to change your settings file. Baster. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, okay. So I don't know how this is. I don't know if this is like this when you got it, but there's this. It's doing some kind of magic where it's like figuring out the relative path to the database file, the SQLite database file. And so then it's like loading that file from the path. So what we're going to do is
So yeah, that file created by itself. I didn't really do anything in this file.
well, okay, so that file basically is going to be like where all the rows in your database go while you're working, and you may want to like it's very likely that while you're developing, you want it to persist from the day to day. Like one day you're doing a bunch of shit, tomorrow you're doing some other stuff. You don't want to like start again adding a bunch of rows to the database. So you do want it to persist. You just probably don't want to check it into source control, and you like don't want to be like copying it into your container, so that the database should live outside of the container. Because this is the thing. When you take this app to production, you want to be able to run multiple copies of the Docker file, of the Docker image. Let's just say 5,000 people show up at the door at the same time. You need like multiple copies to handle all the traffic. If each copy has its own copy of the database, then it gets out of sync really fast. So all the replicas need to be pointed at the same database. So we're going to keep the database outside of the Docker container. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an environment variable, and we'll go like if let's do this. Okay. All right. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna do this. Export dev mode equals true. This will allow us to have the code do something slightly different if we're developing than if we're not developing. Okay, so there's our dev mode environment variable. All right, so we'll go like this. Uh, right, okay. And then okay, great. Um, oh wait, slash data. Actually, and we'll just leave it like that. We'll just leave it like that. And then what I'm going to do is say like that. Oops. Don't do this anymore. Unable to open database file. Great. Okay. So it's trying to open the file. I can't find it. Does it say? Okay. That's probably because I haven't restarted the Docker thing yet to pick up the new location. All right. Let's do that. And then we'll do, so because I've got added a new volume to the Docker Compose file, I have to stop and restart. And every time I go over here and hit Control C to stop the Docker container, I also have to come over to where I've exec into the container and exit my process. Otherwise, it'll wait 30 seconds because the process is like holding the container open. My shell is holding the container alive. So I have to go in my container and exit. Otherwise, it takes forever to like come up. Okay. Did I fuck that up? database file name. Oh, I forgot to set the environment variable. Oops. How do I do that? Oh, set it. Docker compose. Environment. There it is. Environments. Okay. Nice. Okay. Great. So now if I go outside the container and look in the data directory, great. I've got an empty database spot. So now over here, it's complaining that we haven't run migrations. Do we know about migrations? All right, let's talk about ORMs. So the thing you were working on with those schemas. Okay. So basically the idea is this is just like a Python class. Like have you played around with like Python classes at all?
A little.
It's like, stuff like that. And then you can put a method. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to do this like over in just like a temp directory. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll do this and then okay. So now if I go like this, whoa, okay. Wait, wait. Okay. So basically, the whole point of a class is that it allows you to stick variables and functions together. That's it. That's the whole point. Otherwise, let's just say we're writing something that keeps track of like 50 people. You have to have a variable called like,
Person one.
yeah, or some shit like that. Like you need a variable for every single one of these, right? Or I don't know, maybe you'd have like a list like this or something like that. Or even maybe like like a list. You do something like this, and then you'd have like a dictionary where you go, right? And then you have something like that, and then we could add another element. Wait, how old are you?
86.
Sorry.
Fucking children.
Fuck this first one up. Okay. So okay, so now that we've got our collection of all our people and stuff like this, and you could do stuff to it, but then I don't know, let's say you wanted to like, def say hello. like you would have to, it just gets really clunky. Like, I'll just go like this. Or not printf. Fuck, I've been doing too much Go. See if this works. Okay. So that's like, it works. It's functional. But basically it's now the relationship between this data and this code is like in our heads, basically. It's not bound together. So the whole point of having a class is that you can do this like this. You can have the data of the person attached to the code for the person. Like that. That's it. That's like the whole reason to have a class, is that it's like a nice way to combine data and code. And then the other thing you can do is there's this thing called polymorphism, which is like a fancy name for combining classes. So let's say we're going to start dividing our people up into groups. We're going to go lame, and we're going to go cool. These are our types of people. And then we're going to go. And what I've done by putting person inside of brackets, what I'm saying is lame is a subclass of person. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go raise not implemented. There. So the way this works is I'm saying that all persons have to have a say hello method on them, but no one's going to go off and actually create an instance of person. You're going to have to create a certain type of person, either a lame person or a cool person. And then each subclass can do something slightly different. So we'll just get rid of this. Okay. Like that. And it didn't work because, right, okay, because I'm creating Robin Wayne, the variables are instances of person, which I said I wasn't going to do. And that's why I had this raise an exception, because you're not supposed to. Basically, the idea is you create this base class and you give it some basic properties. And then all of the things that inherit from the base class get those basic properties. Like when you create a new one and you pass in a name and an age, when that new person is initialized, we will set the name and age properties of the person to the values that you pass in as the argument. So this is nice because now I don't have to do this on every subclass. So I'm going to do this. And now I get all the behavior of the base class. Oh, what did I fucking do here?
I got the F string.
What did I do? Did something weird. Oh yeah, right. I forgot the letter F. You're right. Nice. So you get all the behavior of the base class with the custom behavior of the subclass. And this allows really complex compositions of code and data. You can start to like build out complex shit. Anyway, before we started talking about ORMs, I wanted to explain all this because this helps explain what the fuck is going on here. So basically, inside of Django is a class called model. And its job is to turn Python instances of Python classes. And when I'm saying the word instance, what I mean is here I've defined a class and here I've created an instance of the class. So this is the instance. And I could create dozens of these things. You can just crank them out. Once you have, this is like the template, and you can just stamp copies of this out of a template. So you create an instance of the thing that you, the complex data that you want. And then this thing right here provides methods. So a method is just a function on a class. If someone says method, they mean function, but they mean object-oriented class-based function. And there's a lot of terminology here, and nobody fucking asked me. I would have come up with better names, but anyway. So basically, the magic of this thing here is that if you do something like this, we'll say Billy Bob BB at company.com. I don't know. Today. We'll just say it like this. Let's just say that's that. You can now do this. And when you call this method, that shit just gets saved to the database. You never have to write a single line of SQL. That's the whole point of an ORM, is it allows you to interact with the database using just Python classes. That's what's all happening here. So because databases need to have tables in them, have you ever, Matt, I'm assuming you've done like SQL dumps and stuff before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne, you know what I'm talking about?
A little.
A little. Okay. So let's go back over here. Actually, where should we go? Let's go here. Go back to where the code was. Where did I check out that fucking code? Oh, it's in code, right? Okay. Okay, so this is the old database. This is the original database that that I cloned from the repo. And you can interact with this using just SQL commands by running the SQLite CLI. So here, this is like the SQL for creating a table called auth_permission. And down here is the SQL statements for creating your visitor sign-in table. And it's got, it's written, it's done all this magic for you, right? Like you didn't have to write any of this fucking SQL.
Yeah.
This is like one of the big benefits of using an ORM is you don't have to know any of this shit. The ORM does it for you. Now, a lot of people fucking hate ORMs because they love SQL and they're like, nah, I want to write my own SQL. I know shit about whatever. Those people all suck.
Yeah, those people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. To be fair, you can get yourself into situations where the ORM is doing something really stupid and your queries are slow and your tables suck and your database is like, CPU spiking and shit like that. When you get to that place, like when you get there, you can hire a DBA and pay them to fucking optimize your shit. When you're writing a proof of concept, this is fine. So the reason I say all that is that a database migration is the process of asking Django to create all your tables for you and make sure the schema is right. And the schema is going to change every time you add a new field to your model. So right now, this MSF employee class has 3 fields on it. If tomorrow we need a new, I don't know, field like employee hair color or something like that, and we do all this stuff and we save this code, the code's not going to work because you're going to get schema errors when you try to save this to the database because it's the new column is not present in the database schema. So a database migration not only creates the tables from scratch when you have a brand new database, but it also updates the tables over time as your data models get more complex. Schema migrations are really important and really scary. I've seen them go fucking bad in production, and it's like everyone's having a bad day when a schema migration goes bad in production.
So every time you edit this models.py, you have to make migrations and then migrate.
Correct. Every time. And that's what's happening behind the scenes is it's going off to your database. And the very, very nice thing about a really good ORM is that it understands how to talk to a bunch of different databases. So you can do this in SQLite, you can do this in MySQL, you can do this in Postgres, and probably more that I'm not thinking of. So during development, this is why it's nice to be able to blow away your database file and recreate it rapidly while you're developing, because while you're developing, it's very likely that you're going to change these a lot. Yeah. So having that database file in a separate folder where you can just go and delete the folder is super handy. So there's still nothing in there. Yeah. So, okay. So with all that context, let's run the migration. Helps if I spell the word Python. Okay. So the make migrations command. Oh yeah, right. I left a bunch of shit setting in there. Let's get that out. Okay. So now it creates this directory called migrations. So I'm going to go look in the migrations directory. And interesting. Okay. So this is the other thing is while you're, especially in the very, very early days of development, notice that there's 3 files here, right? There's this initial migration, which looks like it has some fields and columns, like a bunch of fields and columns from some initial work that you did. But there's these other 2 files. It looks like maybe you added this field later and then ran make migrations again. So the reason that these files are created incrementally is that over time, as stuff happens in production, a week from now, your boss says we need a new feature. We need to be able to ask people their favorite popcorn flavor or whatever. You add this, you make a new migration. It creates a new migration file, and then you run that migration against the production database. That makes sense once you go to production. But during development, you don't need, especially in the early days of development, you don't need 3 different migration files here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of them. And I'm going to run that make migrations command again. No worries. Take it easy, Matt.
Later.
Yeah. Okay. So now, notice the first time it just had some alter field statements and it created this 003 file. Now it has create model statements and it's created in this 001 file. So while you're in this early days of iterating on your project, I would encourage you to just blow away the database file and blow away all the migrations every time that you get in here and start hacking and start from scratch. Because it's much easier to start from scratch each time while you're working than it is to build incrementally over time. So you basically you give yourself a lot of freedom by allowing yourself to start from scratch during development. Once you've committed to a database schema and you take that to production and now it's running and you've got data in that database, now you're in a situation where you can't blow it away. There's important records in there. So okay, so this looks great. So I've made the migrations, and then what's the command to run them? Is it just run migrations?
Migrates.
Oh, migrate. Okay. Great. Okay, so now it's done all this stuff, and now if I go back out here and look in the data directory, now this file is no longer 0 bytes. It's got a bunch of stuff in it. And it doesn't, I don't think it probably doesn't have any rows. I think it probably just has the schema has been laid out. There's all these tables. Yeah, so if I do select star from username, wait, did I not? Oh no, auth user. Yeah, there's nothing in there. None of these tables have anything in them yet. Okay, so let's go back over to, oh wait, that's not even running. Okay. What's going on? Why can't I? So, what's happening here? What have I done wrong? Weird. Why does this take so long to stop? Okay. Hmm. Also, the need to run multiple like manage.py commands is why I'm not letting the container just automatically do the run server statement. So it's so that while I'm developing, I can like exec in here and just run commands and interact with it. Once your project gets a little further along and you don't have to do this stuff, you can just take this whatever. Where did I have that? Take this line out of your override file and let it actually just start up. But in the beginning, it's useful to be able to exec in and start screwing around with stuff. So okay, all right. So now will you load? Why? Why the fuck can't I? Okay.
And get it here on the server.
Oh, you're right. What's going on? I can. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I am connected. It's just not returning any data. Why is it not returning any data? Okay, yeah. So if I do this, oh, I'm very confused. Okay, let me just start from first principles here. Okay. Okay. So this is at least the port's getting opened. All right. Get rid of that. Rebuild. Okay, so now it's running. Okay. Ah, all right, all right, all right. Oh yeah, right. Ah, now, why doesn't that work? It's because I blew away the database. Your
Oh,
username and password were in the database.
okay. So then you
Yeah.
have to get a super user every time.
Well, sort of, yeah. But here, let me just show you. I want to show you what that looks like. So, auth user. Yeah. So this is a table with a row in it. This is the row. It's got your username, your email address, and this is the encrypted password.
Right.
So yeah, so what we can do is exec in here. And is there like a user ad or something like that? Oh yeah, create super user.
Just do admin, do something simple.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's just admin. That's funny. Right on. Well, I'll be sure to change that password. Okay, so now getting back to where we were at the beginning.
Yeah.
You wanted to be able to add something.
No, so like those, I could add to those, but that one visitor sign in.
Yeah.
Right. So reason and employee are both foreign keys
Yeah.
from those other two tables.
Yeah.
But the only way, so like you see our RFV and employee name, I don't need those there. But if I take them out, the program crashes.
Okay. Let's take a look.
So the workaround was puts a null true and blank true.
Okay. So I see. Okay. Did that restart? It did restart. Okay.
So you
So
may put some data in the other tables fitted.
Right. Okay. Add employee name. Okay. And reason for visits, lunch. Okay. So now name, let's see, Billy Bob. Nice.
Right. So if you try to save that, it's gonna crash. What the fuck?
Now, why did that work? I don't know why that worked, but I also don't know why it didn't work before.
Yeah. I have no clue.
Okay, but this is great. This is great because now we're in a better shape than we were before. So I'm going to take those extra fields out.
Right.
And now we can get rid of this migration because we now have gotten rid of two fields that we don't need anymore. And I'm going to blow this away, which I probably should stop the server before I do that because it's going to have this file open. We'll start again. And there we go. Now, notice before we had 20 unapplied migrations. Now we only have 18.
Because you remove those two. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So we're in better shape than we were before. How much time have you got? You got another 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Okay. There's a couple of other like sort of quality of life things I want to do just to make working with this nicer. What's the right way to do this? My instinct is I don't want to saddle you with a make file. I would normally use a make file for this, but let's not do that. I think I'm just going to write a little shell script to manage this environment. And as we develop this, we'll get nicer developer tooling. But I want to make it really fast and easy to blow away the database and restart from scratch.
Okay.
So what's that one? Create super user?
Yeah.
Can you do it all in one shot?
Totally.
Right. Okay. There's got to be a way to do this. I think I did it with. Ah. Really? Oh, let's just do shell. Jeepers. Okay. Django shell Import user model. Ah, there we go. So this is my user class, and this should allow me to get all the users somehow. Hmm. Oh, user.objects.all. There we go. So this, what I'm doing now is I'm using the ORM to query the database from inside Python. So I'm now, when I did the make super user command, it inserted a row into the database, and now I'm using this class to read the user out. And I think it has a set password function or something like that. Set password, yeah. Set password. Okay, so now I should be able to log in as admin with the password admin. Oops. Admin, admin. No. Oh. What's the thing with that? Django user set password. Is there a trick to this? Oh, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's try this. Is that why? That's why I didn't save it. Okay. So I'm just gonna manage add function. Is there a way to do this? How to create custom Django admin commands. Oh my gosh. This is like more work than I want it to be. Okay, I'm just gonna do the shell script thing, and then we'll work on making this automatic another time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stop the container. Actually, we'll call it nuke. And it's going to do, it's going to blow away the database file. Actually, first it should do Docker compose stop, just to be sure that it's not running. Then blow away the database file. Then Docker compose start. And then we need to do, oh no, so it's Docker compose up. That's what it is. I hate that it's up to start it and not down to stop it. Fucking hate that. Okay, so we go Docker compose up. Oh yeah, and actually, you can add -D to push it in the background, so it's not like holding your thing. Uh, filter. Gotta be a way to do this. How do you do this? Mm. I do what I want to do. Oh, right. Oh, I have a thing here for that. Do you have JQ installed?
No.
No. Okay. How do you use this filter thing? Docker PS filter. How does this work? Oh, there we go. Dash filter name equals from desk -1. Okay, so this command gives us the container ID, and then we do Docker exec container ID. Python manage .py make migrations. Oh yeah. We should also do rm source. Is it source fd sign migrations? Okay. Fd sign migration. And then we'll do make migrations, and then we'll do migrate. All right, let's see if this works.
That $sign supposed to be there?
Yes, yeah, the $sign. So this shell script is going to run this command. So the way this parentheses work here is it's going to run this command, and it's going to get the output of this command, and it's going to stick it in a variable called container ID.
Okay.
So that now when I run my Docker exec command, because before I was just copying and pasting it,
Yeah.
but this will make it automatic. So stopped, started. Oh, right. I need to add -d here. Otherwise, it'll just wait. It just blocks. -d means detach and run in the background. All right, let's try this again. So that was it. That was fast. So, and it's running. If I go over here, okay, now I'm logged out, and there is no admin user yet. So, okay, so let's add, what was it? Create super user. Okay, double dash, no input. Double dash, username admin, double dash, email. Admin. Okay. Okay. Let's nuke it again. So it should be real nice and easy now to like make changes, blow them away, start again, make changes, blow them away, and start again. The only thing is the admin user doesn't have a password. So Django set user password. How do we do this one last thing? Oh, yeah, here we go. Set user password from shell. Okay, but how do I do this? Python run in Django context. How do you do that? The best way to execute a script inside of Django is to set the Django settings module environment variable to your settings module. And in Bash. Oh, does that really work? Oh, shit. Right. Okay, so oops. I have no idea if this will work. It's some random shit I found on Stack Overflow. Is where all good wisdom comes from. And this is the one it's called, right? Sign in settings. Okay, and then try. So now inside the container, what happens if I run this? Holy shit, it worked. Okay, so then we'll go admin user equals user dot objects dot what is it? Oops. That objects dot been a while since I've used this thing. Dot get username equals admin. Does that work? Okay, great. So this is a better way to get the admin user a little more specific. Excuse me. Okay, and then we'll go admin user dot set what's it called? Set underscore password, set underscore password, admin, and then we'll do admin user dot set. All right. Boom. That just worked. So now if I type admin, I'm logged in. Great. So now let's get out of here and we'll do add one more step. Call this set admin password.py. All right. So from the top, reset the whole thing and log in. Booyah. That's nice. That's really nice. Okay, where are we at here? Let's get this committed. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. Excuse me. I'm gonna get rid of that old database. I'm not gonna check in the database file.
Okay.
I'm not gonna add the SQLite 3 to the git ignore, but I'm just gonna leave it. What am I gonna do here? Excuse me. What? Oh. Wait, why is that there? Oh, is that? Wait, why is that? Okay, that's fine. We'll make sure that this is right. Okay, good. Oh, I see. That's why. Okay. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna make a pull request. And I'm just gonna so whenever I make a big pull request like this is how I always do it. I split my screen and go try to remember all the shit that I did, and then I put what I did. So go clean up all Python patch files and um add to git ignore. Let's see here. Clean up stray migration files. So we don't need these anymore from your experiments with adding fields. Let's go rename Docker compose debug YAML to Docker compose. I don't know if this makes a difference, but I think the .override is a special file name. Add a dev mode to settings .py, which loads SQLite database from external data. Let's see, add nuke.sh to completely reset the environment to scratch. Mount mount source into Docker compose environment for external editing while hacking. Oh yeah, remove extra model fields. Oh yeah, and then let's see here. Add wait, oops, that. Oh yeah, and then also remove virtual and source control. Okay, so now tell me. So this guy wants virtual env, yeah, and the whole rest of this is all going to be thousands and thousands of virtual env files that we don't want to have in here. Yeah, this is just deleting all the stuff from the virtual env. Okay, see that? This is the best kind of PR there is. Because software is bad and less software is good. So any change that removes lots of software is a very good change. So I'll leave this like this. You are welcome to click merge. And I think this puts you in. So actually, why don't you go ahead and merge it now, and then you run this and make sure that the development environment works for you too.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Why don't you share your screen, and we'll just make sure that you're in a good place so you can keep working on this. In fact, you know what you should do is check out my branch and make sure you can use my branch before you click merge.
Oh, I already clicked merge.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, too late now. That's all right. Well, one step at a time. We'll get there. We'll get some good processes in place. Ah. I guess we never did get Sean, eh? Fuck, he must have been really stuck with.
He sends
Oh yeah. Well, that sucks.
yeah, not sure what I want to do. I think I had to put the setting on for
Oh, for screen sharing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's try that. So
Okay.
right.
So if you check this branch or if you like a git pull now.
So I already made. Wait. So I just click this, right?
Yeah. It says it was. I see it was already merged. I don't know why it's like that.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so let's go to the code.
Yeah, it's been merged.
Okay.
So you in your local development environment, if you do git pull, it should pull down all the changes that we just merged.
Okay, so
Ooh, that's pretty shiny.
Yeah, one YouTube video.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay, so I just do get
Pull to do it.
pull.
Yeah, assuming you're on the main branch. Your local changes to following files. That's mine. Do git stashed. Yeah. And then do git pull. Yeah, perfect. And then try running the nuke script.
So to run it, all I do
Dot
is
slash nuke.
dot slash switch. So what just happened there?
I don't know. Oh. Can you do Docker PS?
Is that Docker?
PS?
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look right. Yeah. Oh, that's the dev container. Do you have VS Code running somewhere?
Yeah.
You want to close it for a sec?
Yeah.
And it's mostly just I don't understand how VS Code works.
All right. Yeah. So that's
Okay. Try Docker PS again. Oh, it's still running.
I have Docker open.
Well, that's it should be open. That's fine. It's probably fine. Can you do which? Let me look at the nukes here. How far are we going? We got as far as deleting the migrations. Docker compose up. It started running. Then error from daemon container is not running. Oh, can you do Docker compose build? There we go. You have your old original container image after we made changes to it. Yeah, try running the new script now. That looks good.
Nice.
Okay.
Now,
So here's what I suggest. Modify that new script so that it runs Docker compose build right after it, like before it does Docker compose on. But also try to log in. It works. Hell yeah. And now try to add some data. Nice. Okay. That's great, dude. I think you're in a very good spot to keep working on this now. What do you plan to add next?
So the next thing that I've been trying to do is create a form, a page with a form, so that you could enter these things and it would save to the model.
Yeah.
So that's the next. So that, and then display everything in the database. So like who's there and the time that they signed in. And after I get that done, a sign out button for each entry. And
That's great.
then I'll need to do one page with like a history. So like everyone who was there, like in archive.
Yeah, like a report.
Yeah.
You know what we could do when we get a little further along, we can have it email a report, like a weekly visitor report or something like that.
So that's one of the features that he wants. So like you see, okay, so the reason the MFS employee has an email field.
Yeah.
So so when so let's say you come to visit, so you come and you say we're going for a meeting and you select my name.
Yeah.
When you click submit on the form page, it should send an email to me because the email connected to this name saying Rob is at the front desk for a meeting. So wherever you are at the mill, you get that email so you know, okay, you have a visitor.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be tricky.
Yeah.
I would start with the form.
Yeah, that's the next thing. So basically, like I've started. So I have the home page, so I could navigate. So it's like real basic navigation.
Yep.
So when I click this, I want to have the sign in. So your name, and then I would have the drop down for what's the reason you're coming to visit, and then the next drop down for who you're coming to visit. Then when you click submit here, it will carry you back to the home page, but an email would get sent out. And then we have like the visitor histories and like current people. So every 24 hours, it will hold a record for 24 hours and then clear everything.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. So what I would suggest is you should go and start opening issues in this GitHub repo where each issue has like a concise description of a single feature that you want to develop.
Okay.
And then just start knocking those issues off. And I would start with one.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So now the other thing to talk about is next Friday. I am going to be driving back from my friend's cottage. And I don't know if I'll be back at 3:30. I'll probably be back at 3:30. So let's put it on the calendar. But it might be I might be dicey that day. I might have to drop a message and just say, hey, what's up?
All right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on the calendar right now anyway.
Yep.
Jam session, 3:30. The 19th. Sean. Okay, it's on.
Nice.
All right, dude. It's good to get back in the saddle.
Yep. Thanks so much for everything.
Man, my pleasure. As your attorney, I suggest you go crack a beer because it's Friday.
Yep. All right. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, man, you too. Take it easy.